Live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman television, here we present to you tonight's news bulletin. First, the headlines. On behalf of His Majesty the Sultan, His Highness Sayyid Shihab bin Tariq receives the Ambassador of the United Kingdom, Great Britain and Northern Ireland accredited to the Sultanate to bid farewell at the end of his duties in the Sultanate. The Ministry of Culture, Sports, Youth approves the Executive Cultural Strategy Plan 2021-2040. And the Ministry of Health reports 94 recoveries, 2 deaths and 52 new cases of COVID-19 in the Sultanate. Thank you for joining us. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq sends a cabal of greetings to President Kim Jong-un, First Secretary of the Korean Labour Party, First Chairman of the National Defense Committee of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, and Supreme Commander of the Korean People's Army on the occasion of the 73rd anniversary of the founding of the Republic. His Majesty the Sultan also sends a cabal of greetings to President Imam Ali Rahmanov of Tajikistan on the occasion of his country's National Day. On behalf of His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq, His Highness Sayyid Shihab bin Tariq Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for Defence Affairs, received in his office this morning Hamish Coyle, Ambassador of the United Kingdom, Great Britain and Northern Ireland, accredited to the Sultanate to bid farewell at the end of his duties in the country. During the meeting, the Ambassador expressed his great thanks and great gratitude to His Majesty the Sultan for the support he received during his tenure in the Sultanate from His Majesty, his government and the Omani people, which enable him to perform his work duties. He expressed his sincere happiness and wishes to His Majesty good health, happiness and long life, and to the Sultanate's steadily progress and prosperity under the wise leadership of His Majesty. From his party, His Highness Sayyid Shihab bin Tariq Al Saeed expressed his deep thanks and appreciation to the Ambassador for his good efforts to strengthen the historical relations between the Sultanate and the United Kingdom, wishing him continued success and the friendly British people further progress and prosperity. His Highness Sayyid the Yazin bin Haitham Al Saeed, Minister of Culture, Sports and Youth, approved the Executive Plan for the Cultural Strategy 2021-2040 prepared by the Ministry during the last period. This strategy comes from belief in the need to unify national efforts to achieve development in various fields, transforming the Omani cultural scene into a front for creativity and cultural diversity through an integrated cultural system that exports creativity and is open to another human cultures. The Ministry prepared the strategy in 5 phases through a participatory approach between the Ministry of Cultural Institutions and those interested in the cultural affairs of the Sultanate. The plan is based on work teams that contributed to monitoring the cultural scene in the Sultanate and abroad according to the Ministry's competencies and roles. Ministry of Health organized a press conference on epidemiological situation in the Sultanate to the heads of diplomatic missions in the country. Their Excellencies, ambassadors and diplomatic officials applauded the Sultanate's efforts in combating COVID-19 pandemic and the rapid vaccination measures taken in place. His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al-Saidi, Minister of Health, pointed out that some countries have flagged the Sultanate as a high-risk or no-go country for unrealistic reasons. The press conference aimed at providing details to heads of missions on the latest updates on COVID-19 in Oman and showing the efforts made by the Omani government in combating the disease. His Excellency added that the figure is promising, with only 1% showing positive in the PCR test nowadays, and even during the peak period, PCR tests turned positive for only 25% of the tested cases. His Excellency the Minister also pointed out that unfortunately some local and international media outlets companies provide wrong readings about the epidemiological situation in the Sultanate of Oman. The Ministry of Health announced 2 deaths and 52 new cases of COVID-19 in the Sultanate. It also registered 94 recovered cases. The ministry also reported that the total number of COVID-19 cases registered in the Sultanate reached 302,867, while the total number of deaths reached 4,083. The total recovered cases reached 292,910. The ministry indicated that the total number of inpatients in the Sultanate hospitals reached is 84, while 31 are in intensive care units. The Sultanate is celebrating the World Physiotherapy Day along with world countries, which falls on 8th of September annually. More details coming up in this report. The Sultanate is celebrating the World Physiotherapy Day along with the world countries. The day is marked on 8th of September annually to highlight the critical role played by physiotherapists in keeping people active. World Physical Therapy Day 2021 focuses on rehabilitation and long COVID-19 and the role of physical therapists in the management and treatment of people affected by long COVID-19. Here in the Sultanate, Oman Physical Therapy Association, in collaboration with the Department of Medical Rehabilitation Services and the Directorate General of Specialized Medical Care at the Ministry of Health, and the participation of physiotherapy and rehabilitation departments in the Sultanate, Oman Physiotherapy Association continues to perform the activities included in the campaign of medical rehabilitation against COVID-19. Under the slogan, "We approach you, we care." The campaign aims to reach the public and provide the maximum support to individuals affected by COVID-19 during and after hospitalization. In addition, it includes safety and prevention programs in order to reduce the chance of getting the infection of COVID-19. On the other hand, the campaign involves activities that support healthcare professionals who are involved in the care of COVID-19 cases due to the social and physical impact of the pandemic on them. The programs and activities of the campaign will be ongoing throughout the year until August 2022. The campaign contains several activities such as Stay Active, Stay Safe, Health Professionals Fitness Program, You Talk, We Listen, Medical Rehabilitation Counseling Program, Education and Awareness Program in Arabic and English, which targets the public, such as motivational video of COVID-19 patient stories, educational leaflets and awareness through official media channels.
I would like to express my deep congratulations to all physiotherapists across the country. This is our International Day of Physiotherapy, and today we are celebrating it. We have our campaign, it's called the Medical Rehabilitation Campaign for Fighting COVID-19, and today we are conducting an event for medical health providers. As chairperson of the association, Oman Physical Therapy Association, I would like to announce that the association is in a stage of releasing new projects. And at the end, I would like to thank the Directorate General of Specialized Medical Care for their continuous support.
Healthcare workers have been undergoing stressful conditions, hence it's imperative that they look for alternatives, ways that enhances their physical and mental health to protect themselves and the beloved members of their family while providing the best possible care for their patients. In this context, the campaign program will assist healthcare staff working with COVID-19 patients by improving their physical activity and eliminate the risk of stress and anxiety. In addition, it reduces the risk of work-related injury due to the increased pressure on the staff. The set of exercises include cardiovascular fitness, muscular strengthening exercises, joints mobility exercises, and some body stretch and relaxing maneuvers.
It's a great day for every physiotherapist around the world. As you can see here, we are celebrating this day with healthcare colleagues performing this fitness exercises.
Hospital covered today: Royal Hospital, Khawla Hospital, Khasab Hospital, Suhar Hospital, Jalan Bani Abu Ali Hospital, Sib Polyclinic, Bosher. Indeed, it's great to do this kind of exercises. Physiotherapy International Day is well demonstrated here by physiotherapists here in the Sultanate of Oman, the significant work that they do for everyone to keep fit. Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubai, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat. Indeed, let us, all of us, to stay fit by doing different exercises. Still to come in our news bulletin. A French graffiti artist created a giant artwork on a mountain top by using eco-responsible paint. Once again, welcome to the Sultanate of Oman television. The Minister of Labour signed a memorandum of understanding with the Outward Bound Oman Foundation with the aim of cooperating in developing and refining the skills and capabilities of Omani youth by preparing them to lead the development march and achieve Vision 2040. The memorandum focuses on providing young people with basic future skills, cooperation, discussions, planning and decision making, as well as focusing on leadership skills, resilience, learning strategies, thinking problem, solving, teamwork and communication. The memorandum of cooperation was signed by His Excellency Salim bin Musallim Al Busaidi and the Secretary of the Minister of Labour for Human Resources Development. The AIN platform, launched by the Minister of Information on September 1st, has achieved more than 1 million views within 24 hours. The total number of followers of the national team match against its Saudi brothers in the second round of Asian final qualifiers for the 2022 World Cup Qatar reached more than 70,000 viewers. In its trial version, the platform provides audio and video content that includes more than 10,000 media materials for the various radio and television channels of the Ministry of Information, according to a simplified sequence that provides the user with an easy and enjoyable browsing experience. The Small and Medium Enterprises Development Authority held a workshop on craft sector development. More details coming up in this report.
To develop the craft sector, the Small and Medium Enterprises Development Authority organized a workshop focusing on evaluating the current status of the sector and identifying the main pillars and enablers to implement the programs catered to enhance this sector.
This workshop will focus on the handicraft sector in Oman to increase the contribution of handicraft sector in the local economy or the national economy. We are aiming to get new ideas, fresh ideas, supports our strategies to develop a sector that can contribute to the economy by raising the policies and raising the level of training and institutions that support the handicraft sector.
On the sidelines of the seminar, the Crafts Innovation Hackathon was launched, targeting talented and innovative youth to present their creative ideas and solutions to serve the craft industry.
The aim of this hackathon is to bring up minds all together, youth minds together, to come up with solutions that can serve the challenges in fields like marketing, developing ideas, and even raising awareness on the sector itself. So in this hackathon, we brought up, we managed to bring up around 11 teams with more than 30 participants with great minds and innovative ideas, and we'll see how what we'll get in day 2 from these ideas.
Participating in this hackathon will help us to develop our skills and also will give us more confidence to market our products.
At the end of the Craft Innovation Hackathon, 3 teams will be selected. They will receive financial support to implement their pioneering ideas. They will also be incubated and provided with required technical guidance by the Small and Medium Enterprises Development Authority. The endeavor here is to inspire Omani artisans to come up with innovative handicraft projects that would enhance the added value and sustainability of the crafts industry and its contribution to the national economy. Saleh Bukhalfan al-Rahbi, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat.
Thank you, Saleh. The Oman Tourism Development Company, Umran, launched the Creativity Tourism program with the aim of supporting various initiatives that would create an added creative value for its projects and tourism destinations. Umran Group also seeks through this program to enhance the opportunities available to entrepreneurs specialized in the field of arts management and to employ their skills and capabilities to support tourism experiences by operating shops, supervising exhibition yards and holding artistic and cultural activities and exhibitions in various tourist facilities. Now, international news. Egyptian natural gas should reach Lebanon through Jordan and Syria soon after maintenance of pipelines and the review of a deal interrupted 10 years ago are finalized by early October, ministers of the four countries said today. There is no date yet for when the gas will be pumped, but reviving the Arab gas pipeline to deliver Egyptian gas to Lebanon comes as the small country is reeling from a crippling energy crisis. Lebanese Energy Minister Raymond Ghajar said the World Bank would help his cash-strapped government guarantee payment for the gas, which is expected to help produce 450 megawatts of electricity in the country's only natural gas plant in the northern Lebanon. Syrian Oil Minister Bassam Tomeh said the Syrian grid, which had been damaged and sabotaged in the recent years, has been fixed and is part of the national grid. Speaking at a news conference with the three ministers in Amman, Jordanian Energy Minister Hala Al-Zawati said the infrastructure to resume gas flow to Lebanon needed checks after a 10-year hiatus. These should be finished in 3 weeks. Now to Kenya. Kenya's demand for medical oxygen has hit critical levels, with growing numbers of seriously ill COVID-19 patients due to the Delta variant of the coronavirus. Hawatel, a social enterprise which manufactures medical oxygen, is planning to double its output in a bid to meet demand. The Nairobi-based business produces oxygen by using a natural salt to separate oxygen and nitrogen from the air. However, this method produces rather small quantities, heading to Howlett's intention to invest $1.5 million in order to switch to an air separation unit that will produce liquid oxygen. It will try to produce 20 tons per day. At Care Hospital in Nairobi, the usage of medical oxygen cylinders increased from 3 to 8 per day. Staff say they needed to look for oxygen from other hospitals whenever they run short of supplies. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has arrived at the Ramstein U.S. Air Base for talks on Afghanistan with the German Foreign Minister Heiko Maas. Upon his arrival, Blinken met with the staff in charge of evacuation operations. The two diplomats are first set to talk bilaterally and later hold a virtual meeting with other foreign ministers. Ramstein has become a turnstile for the evacuation for people from Afghanistan, with around 34,000 flown for layovers to the U.S. base. Some 22,000 evacuees have already left the base for the United States or other locations. Germany has relocated more than 4,000 people from Afghanistan so far. And now all the way to France. On a mountain top, using eco-responsible paint, French graffiti artist Seipe created a giant artwork depicting a young boy blowing clouds, believing that the clouds mean dreams and imagination and a place to reduce anxiety. Let's have a look at it.
A French graffiti artist monumental mountaintop project aims to lift people's spirits by helping to recapture the childlike wonder at clouds drifting by. The 1,500 square meter painting, called A New Lease of Life by French artist Sape, graces the summit of the Molson Peak in the western Swiss Alps.
Ici, j'ai peint un petit garçon qui souffle.
French graffiti artist Sape used this place for this artwork, and he connected it with the clouds and childhood. Sape believes that in a world that induces anxiety, this is a moment where we have to breathe and imagine the world of tomorrow with a certain lightness through daydreaming. Using biodegradable paints made from natural pigments such as coal and chalk, it depicts a little boy blowing bubbles in an area known for its clouds, seeking to reflect the link between children's sky gazing. Known for massive works of graffiti on grass, best seen from the air, Sape has also adorned sites ranging from an impoverished shanty town in South Africa to the lawn in front of the United Nations European headquarters in Geneva.
You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. On behalf of His Majesty the Sultan, His Highness Sayyid Shihab bin Tariq receives ambassadors of the United Kingdom and Great Britain and Northern Ireland accredited to the Sultanate to bid farewell at the end of his duties in the Sultanate. The Ministry of Culture, Sports and Youth approves the Executive Cultural Strategy Plan 2021-2040. And the Ministry of Health reports 94 recoveries, 2 deaths and 52 new cases of COVID-19 in the Sultanate. And with that, we do conclude this news bulletin brought to you live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman television. Thank you for joining us, and as usual, we tell you to stay safe and follow all the precautionary measures to be healthy with your community. Good night.